Hey there, it's Mike Langford coming to you from beautiful, sunny Austin, Texas. Finally sunny. It has been raining for 2 straight weeks. I'm so excited. The sun is out, my mood is lifted. Plus, I just had my afternoon iced coffee, so I'm hopped up on, caffeine, so it's all good. All right, so today's topic, I wanted to chat with you about something that I see happen all the time in client organizations. I experience it myself. And I see oftentimes younger folks within an organization come up against this challenge, and I want to help people get over this challenge. And the challenge is, it is very common for senior executives, particularly in finance organizations, to struggle to see the value fully in digital marketing channels. And it's not because these people don't get it, they're not smart, right? That is not actually the thing. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with something we all experience. And that is, we often struggle to see the value in something that we do not do ourselves as individuals. So I'll give a great example of this is, if you've never watched a video on Twitch, a stream of other people playing video games on Twitch, twitch.com, right? Amazon owns it. Amazon paid $2 billion for this thing. So there is value there, right? People spend a lot of time watching other human beings play video games. Instead of playing video games themselves, they're watching other human beings play video games, and then they go play video games, and then they go back and watch other people play more video games, right? So for somebody like myself, when I first heard that, I'm like, that is ridiculous. But what's next? We're going to watch people play Monopoly. We're going to watch paint dry. Why on earth would I waste time watching somebody play video games? But then, of course, I have a 13-year-old son now, and he spends a lot of time watching other people play video games. And I see the entertainment value. It's like watching any other sport. It's a high-level activity, and he's into it, and his friends are into it. And, of course, again, Amazon spent billions of dollars on this thing for a reason. Lots of people, in fact, hundreds of millions of people, watch other people play video games online, and as a result, it's a multi-billion-dollar business. Now, if you happen to be a 60-year-old executive in a financial services organization, somebody tells you that just doesn't resonate, right? You're not spending time watching people play video games. Probably not spending a lot of time on Facebook or a lot of time on Twitter, and sometimes not a lot of time on LinkedIn or listening to lots of podcasts or watching lots of videos on YouTube. And yet, those things are incredibly valuable for the business. So what do you do when you get pushback or a little bit of, I don't get it, lack of enthusiasm, let's say, for those channels from executives? The simple answer is show them. Show them the value. Show them that people like them, people they value, are using those channels, right? There's some great stats out there, like 60% of ultra high net worth individuals, 60%, watch financial related videos online. 60% of ultra high net worth individuals, pretty amazing, right? 40% of high net worth seniors use mobile financial apps, right, to access their bank accounts and other financial accounts. They conduct business on their mobile phone, right? High net worth seniors, millionaire seniors, okay? 50% of ultra high net worth individuals go on Facebook daily, multiple times a day. So these are stats. These are like legitimate stuff. And then if the stats if you're struggling with the packaging of the stats, ask them if they'd be open to a tour of these applications. Now, you've got to be prepared, right? You've got to go ahead and ask some questions like, okay, who's our target market? Let's go see if they're using this channel, right? So you go in and you can dig in. Let's go find some ultra high net worth people. Let's see where they are. Let's see if there's CEOs of the target market that you're looking at. Let's see if there's business owners. Let's see if they're actively using these channels. Sometimes seeing is believing, experiencing is believing, seeing the value that's there. It helps, right? But you can't just throw your hands up and say, oh, well, they just don't get it, right? And maybe they just don't get it. Maybe they will never get it. But the reality is, it's hard to see it when, well, you don't use it and it's not in your life. So try that approach. It often works, right? And then offer to help. Remember that, the last little tip here. Very often, we don't like to admit as humans that we don't get it, or that we're confused, or we're overwhelmed. You know, it's kind of like when you think about when your mother or your grandmother asks you how to use something on the internet. And you may think like, how come they don't get it? Well, you got to remember they didn't come of age with the internet. They didn't grow up always having Google, always having Facebook in their lives, always having computers and the internet. You did, right? You entered the workforce and you sat down at a desk and there was the internet in all its glory. You have access to all these things, so it's second nature to you that when you have a problem with your computer, you just Google it and go find out the answer, right? That's not for people who started in their careers before there was an internet and everybody had a secretary and there was a regular old phone and typewriters on their desk. There was no internet, right? So for a lot of those folks, it is not as easy as you think it is to flip the switch and go, aha, I get this, let's dig in and I'm going to be active on this thing. So you do have to help, you have to be patient, and you have to show a willingness to help them get comfortable with it, okay? All right, so that's my thought for the day. Hope that was helpful, and if you have more questions, send them in to me. I'm going to be doing more of these things. I've been firing up the video a lot more recently, so I'm enjoying it. I took a little bit of a hiatus doing this stuff, so I'm hoping you're finding this really helpful. All right, send them in. Talk to you soon. Bye.